Hello, Algo traders. Welcome to this video. We want to talk about how to backtest a winning trading strategy. For this tutorial, we'll be using the SMC Fair Value Gap EA we built in tutorial 12. So I'm going to explain backtesting result and using the strategy tester. The strategy tester allows you to backtest your automated strategies over a selected period of time. From the overview, you choose a single test. Here you choose the expert you want to test, the symbol, the time frame, the period. Here you can change the modeling, the deposit, and all that global. In the inputs, here you can change the variables you introduced in the code. You see here when we declared the variables, some I added inputs, so whatever I add inputs to would be available here in the inputs section. So I backtested the EA we built over a 2-year period on gold, and this is the backtest results. So, what do I focus on in a backtest to build a winning strategy? Firstly, the total net profit. How it shows you how much you've made when you subtract your gross profits, when you subtract your gross loss from your gross profits. So here we have the total net profit, the gross profits, and the gross loss. These are the first three things you need to pay attention to. The next thing is the total number of trades. So during this period, 2,033 trades were executed. Profit trades, 648, which is 31.87 of them, were profitable. The next thing you pay attention to is your Sharpe ratio. Here, my Sharpe ratio is in the negative, which is uh, negative 1.09. Same thing. Next thing is the expected payoff, also in the negative. Then you pay attention to your maximum consecutive win. I have 5 maximum consecutive win. I have 18 maximum consecutive loss. And now we come to the balance drawdown relative and the equity drawdown relative. The difference between the balance drawdown is this is the maximum drawdown you get for your closed trades. The equity drawdown relative is the drawdown you get. Sometimes a trade just goes into drawdown but doesn't hit your stop loss or you don't close it, but how much percentage of your capital was in the drawdown is what you get here. So you can see the outputs of this EA for this period, the EA we built. So let's compare it to one of my other EA for the same period in question. So this EA has a very good total net profit. The gross profit and gross loss, the total net profit is higher than the gross loss. That's the first thing I pay attention to for a winning strategy. Then you come to the total trades, 594. Profit trades, 453. That is 76.26%. So even putting that at 75%, that means for every 4 trades I open, 3 of them are going to close in profit on the average, giving a Sharpe ratio of 12.03. But more importantly, the expected payoff. So on my balance of 100,000, every time I execute a trade, I am going to make an average of $169, $169 on every trade I execute using this EA on the average. This is the expected payoff. Then the maximum consecutive win, 16. My maximum consecutive loss is 4. Good. The average consecutive win and average consecutive loss, I don't pay much attention, but the maximum and the minimum, because streaks are a real thing, and the losing streak is what's going to destroy your account. So this brings us to the balance drawdown relative. So for the same period, the same assets, the same lot size, the balance drawdown here is 2.6. The equity drawdown is 3.67. This is still uh, within prop firm standard. So as you can see, the results differs. You can also see the performance of your experts over days, entries by hour, by weekdays, by months. You can see there are some months like August, little activity. Here, huge win, huge loss. My loss for October and September is more than my win for July and August, and November included, and February and March. So the there is also something I want to talk about. There is this saying, some people tell you, oh, you don't trade on Mondays, you don't trade on Wednesdays, you don't trade on Fridays, you don't trade this, you don't trade that. But the data says something else. Even from these backtest results, you can see I make more profits on Monday than any other day of the week. And my entries at 5, at 3, 5, 8, 12, and 19 are the best. So this is how you use your backtest data to improve your trading. I could simply write a piece of code and say only execute. Actually, I have that code here. I have it. You can see in the input for this EA. It's yes, the trading hours, start time, end time. So I can even I can take it further and say, okay, only execute at 3, 5, 8, 12 to 15. There are several ways to improve your strategy based on the results you get from the strategy tester. So in this age of prop firm trading, it is important to build your strategy robust enough to meet both the profit targets and also survive the daily drawdown. In this other EA, there are some additional data I collect. It is called the on-tester function. You can see here the on-tester result is 100. Here the on-tester result is 0 because we did not include the on-tester function here, but here you can see I have the prop firm simulation code here in the on-tester function, and the result is what is displayed here, 100. Here in the trade journal, you can see on tester, you would have won 7 out of your 7 challenges, which is 100% with an average duration of 53 days. Here in the input, you can see the trading challenge simulation, the maximum daily loss, the maximum total equity drawdown, and the profit targets. When you uh, toggle these figures, it affects the output figure. So when you combine these numbers, these on-tester function numbers, when you combine it with the balance drawdown and the equity drawdown, you can get a clear picture of how well your strategy perform at industry standard based on the historical data you are testing upon. This props challenge simulator code is available in one of my previous videos. And if you are wondering why one EA is profitable and the other is not, I will ask you to check the total lines of code on each. You can see this EA has 7,800 lines of code, while the one we built, we have 1,004. So it has more functions, more filters. MT5 and MKO5, they are a gift to the retail trader. It's more of an operating system on which you can build your own trading application, expert advisors, indicators, anything you can imagine, anything you want to do, any strategy you think of in your head, but you can build it on MKO5. So if you have any questions, drop a comment. Uh, Thank you for watching. Remember to share, like, comment, subscribe.